All right, we'll start in about 4 minutes. What?
Anything. You're not seeing her today.
No, I'm not
I
aware
think
of
I
it.
should, it's like disorderly adjustment.
Well, the benchmark hadn't issued yet, so,
Well, that's what, I knew there was something.
so
Yeah.
give her a date. She probably,
Should I hold her? Or-
well, what's she charged with? Well, probably she never showed up. If she has no address, we may need to hold on to her. I'll be out in a couple of minutes. Good afternoon. I've got 129. Is Glenn coming?
I believe so.
Here he is. Here he is now. Good afternoon. I got sidetracked for a minute with the magistrate, but we're on the live YouTube stream. We are recording, and we're on Zoom, and we're set for 1:30, and it's almost 1:30. Glenn, can you hear us?
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
All right, why don't you go ahead and come on in. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is the time and date for a couple of zoning matters from Borough Township. Mr. Lance Thornton is the Borough Township attorney, at least in these regards, and Mr. Glenn Lindsay is their zoning enforcement officer. I'm going to call the first case, if I'm interpreting things correctly, looks like maybe they moved and left a mess. Alma D. Pignon, file 202042. This is the time and date for a show cause hearing for a property on Maple Lane in Borough Township. Mr. Thornton?
Yes, Glenn went out and inspected yesterday and took photographs. There's still, the property's still in violation. Some progress has been made, but there is still some litter and debris on the ground. I submitted a copy of Glenn's inspection report from yesterday along with the photos.
All right, Mr. Lindsay, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
You're muted, Glenn.
Your microphone's on mute. There you go.
Sorry about that. I do.
All right, thank you. I have the report. It's dated yesterday. Let me look at the address once again. Yesterday, May 25th, did you go out to this property at 64684 Maple Lane?
Yes, I did.
And did you submit a report of that?
Yes, I did.
And included in that report are 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are those fair and accurate pictures of what you saw?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll admit that report as exhibit number 1 for this hearing.
Actually, Your Honor, if I may, I think for this case, I only submitted one picture.
Well, there's 4 pictures, and the earlier pictures show a motor home and a bunch of stuff. The picture, which I'll interpret as yesterday's picture, just shows a big pile of debris laying in there in the middle of the picture. Looks like a Bob Ross painting with a bunch of trash in the middle. Is that what's left on the lot?
Yes, Your Honor.
So they removed all the other items but left that pile of debris.
And actually, the other items from the previous photos are for
Yes.
the next case that we're going to hear after that. That's the Gebhard case.
Well, oh, those 3 pictures of a bunch of other stuff are going to go to Gephardt?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, all right. So what's left on this lot is just a big pile of debris.
Correct. Would it be okay, Your Honor, if I shared my screen for a second to show you the picture that I'm looking at to make sure it's the same one you are?
Yes, it would.
Is that the same picture you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'll stop sharing.
All right, Mr. Thornton, what are you requesting?
I've submitted a proposed order, Your Honor. I'm requesting that after the 21-day appeal period would expire, that the township be allowed to go on and clean up that remaining debris and put it as a lien, any cost as a lien against the taxes. Obviously, if they get it cleaned up ahead of that, that would be fine. And I've got, we are requesting in that proposed order additional costs and restitution to the township. I had my fees, and then since I submitted that this morning, I now have Safe Built's inspection fees and site visit fees. Total in this case, $224, and that's just since the compliance order entered. So
what's the total amount of restitution?
it would be $571.50 at this point.
I don't have the order. Let me look. Maybe I missed it.
I sent it to your secretary by email this morning.
All right, Laura, do you have an email from Lance Thornton with an order in it? Couple orders? We'll set that aside.
I did, I scanned it in on base.
I might need to update on base because I don't, could you just print off on me?
Absolutely.
It's a lot easier. They probably got logged into OnBase after I logged in and they aren't showing up without refreshing, but it'd be easier to just have the paper copies. All right, I will note defendant did not appear. I will grant plaintiff's requested order. And did you send orders on Gephardt too?
I did.
Could you print those for me also?
No, I've got those, but I will check that out.
All right,
So
order
in fair-
following show hearing.
So in paragraph 2, Your Honor, the first blank, if the court's going to grant the full amount of cost and restitution, that blank would be $571.50. And then my fees are inserted in there, and then Safe Belt's fees would be $224 in the paren.
All right, the compliance order, $347 in attorney fees plus Safe Built is how much?
The total is $571.50.
All right, so if we had $347.50,
and $224.50.
we get $571.50.
Yes.
All right. Plus 224. Safe Built. All right, I'll sign that order. All right, let's go to our next case. There are 3 files regarding Jennifer Joyce Gebhardt. File 202047, 2048, and 2049. These are also property on Maple Lane and different tickets. Thank you. Including unlicensed, unoperative vehicle, and a couple of other violations. It looks like the pictures in the Pignon case were the ones that referred to this, so I'm gonna go back to that. Officer Lindsay, you're still under oath. When did you last inspect this Maple Lane property?
It was yesterday also, Your Honor.
All right, and there are 3 pictures of a tree-stained motorhome, a small Ford single wide trailer, and a bunch of junk. And let's see what's next. The motorhome and a bunch of junk.
Yes, Your Honor, it's kind of hard to see from the pictures, and I apologize for that, but behind the motorhome, there is a 5th-wheel travel trailer parked as well, and that is the travel trailer that they've been living in. Yesterday when I was there, there was a generator running, so it indicates...
Why don't you go ahead and show the pictures, share your screen, and we'll take a little testimony about them.
Okay, Can you see my
All
screen?
right. I will note, are these fair and accurate pictures of what you saw yesterday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Photos received as Exhibit 1 for this hearing. In Pinot file. All right, what are we seeing in the first picture?
In this first picture, you see a motorhome that's been sitting on the property for, I would say, at least 8 months now. Does not appear to be operational. And then you also see to the right of that, you can see a green and white single wide mobile home that was brought onto the property, I would say probably 2 years ago at least, without any types of permits and inspections. And then it's very difficult to see, but between the motorhome and the green and white trailer, you can see a portion of the fifth wheel travel trailer that's parked behind it.
All right, let's see the next picture.
And in this next picture, Your Honor, you can see it would be the side of that motorhome that I referenced in the previous picture, as well as quite a bit of litter and debris back behind it.
And is that the fifth wheel trailer that we're seeing back there, or is that just a bunch of junk?
That's just a bunch of junk. Over top of the motorhome, you can see a corner of the fifth wheel trailer.
Oh, yes, I see it. All right, what's the third picture?
And the third picture, it didn't turn out as good as I had hoped. This is just from down the road, and it actually was, I was hoping to show the fifth wheel travel trailer tucked in behind the motorhome and also the litter.
And it appears someone is residing in the fifth wheel travel trailer?
That is correct.
Was anyone there when you were there?
I did not knock on the door or approach the trailer, Your Honor. The vehicle, there is a vehicle parked there as well that it looked like it had a valid plate, so I believe there was somebody occupying the fifth wheel at the time. And if you would like, Your Honor, I could share my some other pictures from a previous visit that would show the fifth wheel travel trailer in better detail.
Okay.
Okay, so there's before the green leaves and everything came on, there's the litter, and then there's the fifth wheel trailer.
Now, this citation was written to Jennifer Joyce Gebhardt, all three of these. Is she the owner of this property?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sir.
last time I checked the register of deeds records, and I always do that before we get started, she is the titled owner of the property.
Do we have any way of knowing if she's the one that's there?
I don't. Glenn, do you know?
I have not personally made contact with her there. I have received phone calls from her regarding the violations, and she hasn't denied being the one living there or staying there.
She has an M63 Rivers address, so I didn't know if relatives or someone is there. Anyway, she's also not here. Are these items permitted by the Borough Township zoning ordinances?
They are not, Your Honor. Or by the building code. Like Mr. Lindsay said, the single wide mobile home was moved in, and that was one of the citations. It was moved in without any zoning permit approval, and it wouldn't have been approved anyway. And and no building inspections or anything. So.
Now, once upon a time, this was a mobile home park of some sort, was it not?
Yes, it was many, many years ago.
Are there any single wide mobile homes left there?
I believe a few.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and let's take a look at your order here. What are you requesting in this case?
Same relief, Your Honor. They have made absolutely, it doesn't appear any progress in meeting our, the court's compliance order, which actually required no one to be living in the RV at this point. And they haven't cleaned up the property at all. So my proposed order requests after the 21-day appeal period, the township be allowed to hire contractors, go in, remove the single wide, demolish and remove the single wide mobile home. And we would have any unlicensed inoperable vehicles found towed to most likely Sturgis Towing, and then clean up the debris and put the costs on the taxes.
All right, I'll grant the order. There's no one here to challenge it.
Township's also requesting restitution, and this is also covered in paragraph 2 of the proposed order. Attorney's fees of $366.50, safe built fees of $284, for a total of $650.50.
I'll sign the order effective this date. It's in all 3 file numbers, 202047, 202048, and 202049. Those are all ON numbers. It's spring. You and a number of other township attorneys and village attorneys are vigorously enforcing zoning violations. We got a lot of cases set, and let's make as much cleanup progress as we can. As you know, Roxanne's been here on a number of cases, and you filed a bunch. Joe has, some others. So, all right, I've granted both of your orders essentially by default, and I'll have those sent out today. The appeal period starts today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I expected this was going to take longer than that, but we did the whole thing in about 18 minutes. All right, thank you. We'll see